Hi, this is my reading record for The Divine Image, which is a poem written by William Blake. And this poem pretty much talks about God. And there are four key things that Blake mentions, or the narrator speaks of in this poem. There's mercy, there's pity, peace, and then love. So all of these things are what God has, I guess, and what God displays, so it's what we should display. So it talks about thankfulness and what each characteristic, the mercy, the pity, the peace, and love have in common to encompass this divine image of God. And there's a rhyme scheme in this. And so it kind of reminds me of a children's kind of nursery rhyme, but in more of a Christian religious aspect of it. And since this poem is in his collections for poems of innocence, then I can understand why the language is not very profound. It seems like something a child would be speaking of and talking about God and how his mercy and his pity, his peace and love are surrounding us. But it also kind of reminds me of the Merchant of Venice in that it talks about mercy and how Portia says quality of mercy is not strained, and talking about how mercy prevails over justice. I mean, this is talking about how if you're merciful, you can be pitiful, you can show peace and love, which all accompany the mercy of God and the mercy that we should display towards others. So with Portia, and she was explaining to Shylock that he needed to be merciful to Antonio, and this poem written by Blake is mentioning that mercy is a quality that we should possess. So it's just a connection between the two pieces, and I think that's pretty interesting in that Shakespeare, Blake, both of them kind of thinking about mercy and everything. But that's a reading record.